Good evening and welcome to the August 10th, 2026 City Council Roundtable Meeting. Thank you for joining us. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Murphy,
Here.
Councilmember Watton,
Here.
Councilmember Holloway,
Here.
Councilmember Washington,
Here.
Councilmember Cotton,
Present.
Councilmember Tessman, Councilmember Johnson.
Here.
The roll is complete. We have a quorum.
Is there a motion to excuse Councilmember Tessman?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilmember Johnson, seconded by Councilmember Cotton. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimously. Councilmember Tessman is excused. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilmember Watton, seconded by Councilmember Johnson. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The motion carries unanimously and the agenda is approved. The meeting will now be going into a closed session pursuant to RCW 42.30.144A to discuss collective bargaining with no action to follow. The closed session is expected to end by 6:55 p.m. and we are now in executive session. All right, it is 6:50 and the council has returned from closed session. That brings us to the end of the agenda for the roundtable meeting. There being no further business on that agenda, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councilmember Holloway and seconded by Councilmember Johnson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it and the roundtable is adjourned.
You made the motion.
Good evening and welcome to the August 10th City Council regular meeting. Thank you for joining us. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Murphy,
Here.
Councilmember Watton,
Here.
Councilmember Holloway,
Here.
Councilmember Washington,
Here.
Councilmember Cotton,
Present.
Councilmember Tessman, Councilmember Johnson.
Here.
The roll is complete. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Council members, Councilmember Tessman has been delayed without, unexpectedly delayed without phone access or cell coverage, and he has asked to be excused. Is there a motion to excuse Councilmember Tessman?
So moved. Second.
Jinx.
Moved by Councilmember Holloway and seconded by Councilmember Watton. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those
Aye.
opposed, nay. The motion carries unanimously. Councilmember Tessman is excused. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilmember Johnson, would you please lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councilmember Johnson and seconded by Councilmember Watton. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. The agenda is approved. Okay, the first item on the agenda tonight is the appointment of our new police chief, Scott Miller, who began service with us today and is here to be sworn in. And I'll just say, I think we're all thrilled to have him here and very welcoming. I understand our community has been extremely welcoming as he's moved into his house, and just a strong Snoqualmie welcome make us all proud. I did tell him that he needed to get used to it because that's how our community is. So he seemed to think that sounded like a great idea. And with that, Chief Miller, would you come up to take the oath of office?
Oh, goodness.
So please raise your right hand. I, Scott Miller,
I, Scott Miller,
having been duly appointed by the City Council
having been duly appointed by the City Council
to the position of Police Chief for the City of Snoqualmie,
to the position of Police Chief for the City of Snoqualmie,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties
that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties
of my office as prescribed by law,
of my office as prescribed by law,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and that I will support and maintain the ordinances,
that I will support and maintain the ordinances,
resolutions, and policies of the City of Snoqualmie,
the resolutions and policies of the City of Snoqualmie,
and the laws and Constitution of the State of Washington,
the laws and Constitution of the State of Washington
and of the United States of
and
America.
of the United States of America.
Welcome.
Thank you. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members. My wife Christy and I, oh, there she is. What a welcome. I can't tell you enough about the community and the welcome that we have already received from our now neighbors and you all. And we are just excited to be here. I am honored and privileged to be here today and serve the city of Snoqualmie and you all, and working with you all to make Snoqualmie to continue to be one of the safest places in Washington state. So thank you for your trust, and I am honored, and I will take that privilege lightly. So thank you for having us.
Got it. Thank you so much.
At this time, we will provide time for public comment on items not on the agenda. Comments on agenda items will be taken during discussion of each. Public comments are taken in person or in writing that may be submitted in person, by mail, or by email to cityclerk@snoqualmiewa.gov. A few ground rules. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes each. Come forward to the podium and state your name and city of residence for the record. And please direct your comments to the council as a whole and not to individual members. Council members, staff, and I will listen to your comments, consider your input, but will not respond during this meeting. With that, I believe we have Mr. Ethan Benson signed up to make comment.
Ethan Benson, downtown Snoqualmie. I love you guys, but I need to register my displeasure with the vote last week about putting the levy lid lift on the ballot. I don't understand it, and I did not, the arguments against it did not resonate with me. There were a number of arguments that I heard that there hadn't been enough time to look at this. There were references to 21 days to review it, but I know that this proposal was made in mid-May. So I'm wondering what the council was doing in the 2 months before 3 or 4 weeks ago with regard to this idea. The idea of not putting something on the ballot for the voters to vote on seems like the definition of not representing the community. I heard the argument that it's the council's job to decide whether or not they should put those things forward, that to put the levy lid lift on the ballot was somehow an endorsement of it. I disagree entirely. I don't think that any of you should have an opinion on whether or not a levy lid lift should be put into place or not. That should not be your job. That should be the citizens of Snoqualmie making that choice. A lot of people made reference to the fact that 90% of the people that they talked to were opposed to the levy lid lift. Great. Let the people vote. The time should have been spent letting us know what we would have to cut, what we would have to lose if we don't increase our revenue. But that decision, there was an opportunity for that to be the decision of the voters of Snoqualmie, and that was taken away. And that is very disappointing to me. I think what we did instead of one or the other is we decided to punt on third down and use fund balance to fund day-to-day activities. Last time the fund balance was accessed in any meaningful way was during the flood event in December. And I think that was close to $500,000 to mitigate the damage of the flood event. And as one of the residents who was directly affected by that flood, I really appreciated that that fund balance was available and that it was used in that way. It shouldn't be used to cover our day-to-day. There's a difference in the way that I think you should think about your job. You're not our mommy. Mommy gets to decide what's for dinner. You're our waiter. You give us a menu and we order, and then you send it to the kitchen to take care of it. This was disappointing. I love you. Thank you. I'm praying for you.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. Are there any other members of the public that would like to make a public comment? All right, seeing none, public comment is now closed. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. There are 3 items: approval of the City Council meeting minutes dated July 22nd, 2026, approval of the City Council meeting minutes dated July 27th, 2026, and approval of the claims report dated August 10th, 2026. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councilmember Johnson and seconded by Councilmember Holloway. Is there any public comment on items on the consent agenda? Seeing none, is there any discussion, council members? Councilmember Watton.
May I pull the meeting minutes dated July 22nd so we can make some revisions to a vote that was cast? Or do
Yes, we will pull those and take
Thank
that up
you.
separately following the consent agenda. Is there any other discussion? All right, seeing none, call the vote now on the amended consent agenda that it contains two items, the council minutes from July 27th and the claims report dated August 10th. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. The motion carries and the amended consent agenda is passed. Consistent with council rules of procedure, we will take up, the next item we will take up is the item removed from the consent agenda, which is approval of the city council meeting minutes dated July 22nd, 2026. F&A Chair Johnson, is there a motion to approve the city council meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Recording in progress.
Moved by Councilmember Johnson and seconded by Councilmember Watton. Is there any public comment on the city council meeting minutes dated July 22nd, 2026? Seeing none, is there any discussion? Councilmember Watton.
Apparently, Councilmember Washington got 2 votes on special business under number 2. It came in as ayes have Washington and nays as Washington. I would suspect that one of those was my vote, and I don't remember how I voted.
We have good news. We have a recording. We will go back and
Thank you.
check that. If you would like, you can ask us to return these amended minutes to you at your next meeting, or you could pass the minutes with instruction that we make the Scribner's error to correct that.
Just please make the correction as see fit, because your memory obviously is better than mine.
It's highly suspect right now, isn't it? With Washington voting twice. All right, any further discussion? Those in favor of approving the minutes as written, subject to Scribner's error correction, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. The motion carries and the minutes are approved. Next item is committee reports. Public Safety Committee, is there any report?
No report at this time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Moving on to Community Development Committee, is there any report?
No report at this time, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Moving on to Parks and Public Works Committee. First item is Agenda Bill 26-048. A council member or Chair Cotton, would you read in the background and motion? We'll have it on the screen.
A
Oh,
resolution authorizing the mayor to execute contracts for previously appropriated capital projects as identified on Exhibit A. Exhibit A entails the source of supply improvement project. And the proposed motion is to move to adopt resolution number 1752, authorizing execution of contracts and related agreements for capital project already approved. So, and there are no budgetary implications for this.
Second.
Moved by Councilmember Cotton. Is there a second? Councilmember Holloway. Is there any public comment on Agenda Bill 26-048? Seeing none, council, is there any discussion? Councilmember Watton.
Do we have a presentation from the staff by chance?
We do not.
Okay, I just have a couple questions, and that is because I'm not on Public Works, is we're using up the rest of the appropriation. I guess it's twofold. One is, what assurances do we have that our costs won't exceed this? And secondly, and that is, this is incredibly important to the city, and I guess the risk of us coming to the, there's 3 different tranches, I believe, to this, if I read it. Oh, it's one?
The
One.
It's the one that didn't have the.
Sorry, Councilmember.
Okay.
Councilmember Watton.
Okay, so it's one. What's kind of the risk if it doesn't work out the way it's supposed to? That's all I want to have a greater understanding.
Sorry,
And-
let me make sure I understand. So this is a motion to approve a contract. So
Right.
the assurance we have is that we have a contract for the work to be done for that amount. Is that the question you were asking, or was it a different question?
It's twofold. One is, the contractor, how sure are we that we are going to fulfill the objective that we're setting out? And two is just kind of the risk assessment piece too, the fact if the work is not done. And please, if I can have more help in understanding, that would be
Right, let
great.
me see if I understand the question, make sure I understand it. You're asking, is there a surety bond or what are, I'm trying to
How
follow the
sure
question.
are we that this is sufficient to fulfill the needs of our city in obtaining? I think Mr. Gamble can probably
If,
help enlighten me.
if I may. Yeah. In this case, I believe what you're asking is how successful will the ASR pilot study be in us achieving a permitted water right?
Right.
There is no guarantee here. What is going on is we're doing the test to see what we will get from it. And so there is, of course, risk with this. So far, things have been going very well. And we do expect to get something, but the state will be protective of an overuse of any sort of water right in any nature and capacity, essentially. And so we will get something from this. The exact numbers are kind of being bred out in the study that we're conducting right now. I don't really have a number for you exactly.
So for the camera, this is Parks and Public Works Department, construction, capital improvement project program manager, Dylan Gamble.
Thank you.
Councilmember Watton, did you have any follow-up? Okay,
Thank you.
Councilmember Cotton.
This was the previous AB 26-30, where at the last council meeting, the contract wasn't included in the agenda packet. So it's the same presentation that we
Okay,
already.
so there was.
Sorry, Councilmember Holloway.
So, but also to partially to answer your question. Section 2, compensation A, total compensation will be paid to consultant, including all services and expenses shall not exceed 394,000 as shown in B. So this is a firm fixed price contract. So they're on the hook to deliver what they've said they will deliver for that price. So that's the contract limitation. There is no guarantee that we will get the water rights coming out of this until the analysis of all this is shown to the state. I would caution there is a little risk that this has been, it has had issues in Eastern Washington in doing this kind of thing. Don't know if that'll come over here, but there's risk in any of this.
Councilmember Watton.
No, that's
No,
fine.
okay. All right. All right, see no further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The motion carries unanimously. Agenda Bill 26-048 is approved. Is there any further Parks and Public Works Committee report?
Not at this time.
Finance and Administration Committee, I believe you have two items you're going to discuss, Chair Johnson?
Chair, would you mind if I did number 10 before 9, or I could just go in order, never mind. I will just go in order. I have nothing to report myself with regard to the potential land use and unincorporated UGA. However, we do typically allow for discussion at this time at our regular council meetings. So if other council members have items related to that they want to talk about, now would be the time.
Councilmember Watton.
I guess, given the proposal that's there, and I don't know if we can even talk about the proposal, so we have an attorney to advise. My concern is this: there's a difference in my mind between commercial development and industrial development. And is that some sort of consideration to the land use policy? And is there a way to distinguish the two? And that is the end of my question comment.
All right, hold just a moment.
As I understand it, there is no distinction between the two in the moratorium.
Okay, did I see any other hands? Councilmember Holloway.
Just at least want everybody aware, it appears with the county, they at least have done first submittal of all the required material. All the boxes have been checked off. We're into a time period now where they determine, is there additional information they need, completeness, whatever. That duration is a little nebulous, but at most like 60 days. And at that stage, it comes into a lock schedule where we have the time for us to put comments in regards to this. So just want to make people aware of kind of where we are in the schedule of things that, you know, things are starting to percolate.
If I could just share with council, I do have a weekly update with, or pseudo weekly update with King County. Based on my discussions today, I do not expect anything to happen within the next week with King County's permitting process. It's only a week, but that's the latest information that I have. Councilmember Cotton.
Yeah, this was actually a question for the administration. As my apologies if it's already been released, the information. Do we have a meeting set up with our land use council this week?
It's a great question. We do not. Our land use council is camping and unreachable this week, but will be available to us on Monday of next week. The last time I spoke to him, though, he did say that there was no updates on information, but they did think we'd likely have some updates from a couple of the consultants as to the amount of work they've done and where they're at that would be ready for Monday. So we are planning to schedule that for Monday.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, seeing no further discussion of the potential land use, Chair Johnson is the next item.
Yes, in terms of the flood event update, there is no update. There are some materials that are in the agenda packet, but those are not new.
All right, moving on, no, any further report?
No further report.
Okay, moving on to mayor's report. Just want to let council members know the news from SCA is that it appears this housing levy concept is moving forward. Not this year. Nothing was put on by the August 4th deadline, but likely for 2017. They're talking about a levy for both construction and operations. Again, it's under discussion. On July 21st, County Executive Zahalai announced a housing revenue work group steering committee, and they've now met and are working towards this topic. It's unclear whether any of this funding would be provided to East King County cities or areas, or how much it will be. So early days still, but it is moving forward. It's also unclear whether any of this funding would be linked to or support the low-income housing targets that have been assigned to Snoqualmie and other cities. So something I think pretty significant that I want to make sure is on your agendas or on your awareness. And I think this is one of those things where city council members participating in the process can make a significant impact. So if you're able to weigh in on this, I think you could have a big impact. Another big impact coming to Snoqualmie is changes in our Metro bus line. So we currently are served by bus line 208. That in just a few days, within the next, later this month, will be ending, and it will be replaced by a new service, bus line 215. 215 has a different route. It does not go to Issaquah, the Issaquah Transit Station. It does go to the Issaquah Highlands Transit Station, but then goes on to Eastgate, and it goes all the way to the Mercer Island Light Rail Station. So it will provide connectivity straight through to to the light rail. It adds Sunday and weekend service, and the frequency improves to once every 90 minutes or so from the current midday frequency on 208 of about once every 2 hours. So a little more frequent. That is, however, half the once per 45-minute frequency that was originally established. That during the process, after that was first set up, of relooking at equity priorities, about half of that service level was reduced and moved to serve other communities that were designated as equity priority. I have made comment to King County, including the King County Council, that perhaps geographic equity is something that should be considered, and we'll continue to push that notion, but that is not one of the criteria that's in the current Metro evaluation matrix. The significant work to zone the Snoqualmie Ridge and to revise our comprehensive plan for the urban growth area is continuing to take significant staff time. The Planning Commission and CD Committee work plan is very packed for the rest of the year, primarily with this, including presentations to you, the council, which are coming up relatively soon. Then the whole process the Planning Commission will go through, including community outreach to make them aware and to seek community input, which all will then end up in recommendations from the Planning Commission to you, and then you will take that up and decide what ultimately is done with that input. The Economic Development Coordinator position, interviews were conducted and a selection decision is now pending. The Senior Planner position is planned to be advertised later in August after the Economic Development Coordinator position is hired. And the Legal Assistant open position, that job is now advertised and will close in mid-August. And those are the updates we have this evening. Next item on the agenda is Commission Committee Liaison Reports. Are there any Commission or Committee Liaison Reports? All right, seeing none, that brings us to the end of our agenda. And so there be no further items on the agenda. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilmember Watton, seconded by Councilmember Johnson. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. The motion carries unanimously, and we are adjourned at 7:30.